These Red Rock 4x4 4-inch oval straight side step bars in gloss black are for those of you that have a 4-door 2018 and up JL that are looking for a step that's going to make it much easier for you and your passengers to get in and out of your Jeep, whether that Jeep is stock like ours here or has a big lift on it. These are going to be nice and easy to install, definitely a 1 out of 3 wrench install here, and I'm going to show you how to do it in just a second. So when you're shopping for different pieces that can mount in the rocker area of your Jeep, you're going to find two main categories. One is going to be a step like we have here today, and the other is going to be an armor piece. Now, a step like this will offer some light protection against door dings, against shopping carts in the parking lot, but when you're off-road, because these do hang down fairly low and away from the Jeep, they can be a little bit of a hindrance. So if you're staying on the street, great option. If you're doing a lot of wheeling, probably not going to be the best choice for you. On the flip side of that, you have armor, which to the contrary is tucked up nice and tight to the body, but isn't a very useful step. Even if there is a little bit of a bar that's integrated into your armor that you can use as a step, it's not going to be nearly as useful as this. So again, pros and cons to each different option. This is definitely a step, more of a hindrance off-road than anything, but a very good, useful step when you're on the road. Now, let's unpack the name a little bit because there's a lot in there. So this is a 4-inch step, and that is the size of the bar. So there are going to be some that are smaller, some that are larger. While that does affect the stepping surface just a little bit, it's really more of an aesthetic thing than anything else. So your choice if you like something a little bit more bold like these 4-inch or something a little bit smaller. Oval, of course, refers to the fact that this bar is oval and not perfectly round. That's pretty self-explanatory. And then the fact that they're straight, that means that at the ends here, they're just capped off in steel and they just stop, as opposed to the curved ones, which actually have a little bit of like a 90-degree return back toward the body of the Jeep. And again, these are things that are all aesthetic. They're all going to work as a great step for you, but depending on the look you like, you might want one or the other. Again, these are also in gloss black. There are going to be some other finishes available, usually a textured black, sometimes a polished as well. Regardless of the finish you go with, you're going to have a nice large plastic stepping surface that has some ridges built right into it, so whether you're stepping in mud, snow, rain, whatever it is, you have a good sure footing on your step. And as we said, these are going to bolt right up to your Jeep, so no drilling necessary. They're going to bolt right onto all of your factory mounting positions, so very, very easy to get them installed. Now, these steps are going to come in at right around that $250 mark, which I think is a pretty good deal for what you're getting. One of the things I noticed about these steps that is a little bit different from some of the other ones is these ends here. These ones are fully welded, ground down, really smooth, have a really nice fit and finish to them. Some of the other brands out there that might be a little bit less expensive, they'll use a plastic end cap here. I much prefer the look of the metal. So I do think you're gonna get a pretty high quality product, especially for the price, again, right around that $250 mark. So very easy to get these installed, 1 out of 3 wrenches. Let me show you how to do it. For this install, we used a 10mm, 13mm, and 16mm socket with a 6-inch 3/8 extension. We also used a 10mm and 17mm wrench, and we drove all of our sockets with a combination of our pneumatic ratchet and our 3/8 electric impact. So like we said, this is going to be a really easy 1 out of 3 wrench installation. However, if you already have a side step or some sort of rocker protection on your Jeep, you are going to have to remove that first. And since we're putting these on a Sahara, we have those factory running boards, so we'll get those removed. There are going to be 1 bolt and 2 nuts on each of the mounting points, a total of 3 mounting points that we'll have to remove, and then these will come right off. With all the hardware removed, we can take the factory running board and get it out of the way. With the factory side step removed, we can go on to installing our new Red Rock side step. And the brackets that hold these side steps on are 2-piece brackets, and just like from the factory, you're going to have 3 attachment points with the Jeep, so you're going to have a total of 6 different brackets, and it all comes with its own hardware. Now, this might seem like a lot, but it's actually pretty straightforward, pretty easy to get done. The first thing we're going to be doing is installing this bracket, and that's just going to bolt right into the bottom of the tub. Then you have this bracket here that attaches onto the pinch seam and comes down and intersects the other bracket with this hole here, just adding some additional strength. Once we have all of those brackets installed with all the hardware loose, then we'll get the side step installed and go back and tighten all of our hardware down. Now, one of the things I really like about this setup from Red Rock is that each one of the brackets, both halves of each of the brackets, are very clearly labeled with exactly where they go on the Jeep. So this one here says DF, as does this one here, so we know they're driver's side front. There's no confusion, no putting on a bracket just to find out you have to take it back off again. So that's a really nice part of their setup. So we're gonna go ahead and get our brackets installed so we can get our side steps installed. With all of the hardware loosely installed, we'll move on to the next bracket and then finally the third before getting the running board installed. So with all of the hardware nice and loose on our bracket so we can get everything lined up really easily, we have our side step and we're gonna get that bolted onto all of our brackets, then go back through, tighten up all of our hardware. So we'll just get this aligned here. We have a couple of rib nuts in the bottom of the step that we align with our bracket and get our hardware started through. With everything hand tight and installed, we'll go back and tighten up all of our hardware. So if you are looking for a fairly priced and good looking side step to help you and your passengers get in and out of your JL, I would recommend this option from Red Rock 4x4, and you can find it right here at EXTREMETERRAIN.com.